These 6 weird habits aren't flaws. They're fingerprints of a highly active mind. If people have called you awkward, distracted, too quiet, or too much in your head, this video will feel uncomfortably familiar. Psychology says these behaviors aren't accidents. They're signs your brain processes the world deeper than most. And by the end of this video, you won't just recognize yourself. You'll understand why you've always felt different. Most people think intelligence looks obvious. Quick answers, loud confidence, sharp comebacks. But research shows high intelligence often looks the opposite. It looks quiet, internal, and misunderstood. Your brain values meaning over noise, depth over speed, and that preference changes how you think, speak, and relate to people. Let's start with one that gets judged the fastest. Zoning out during conversations. You're listening, and then suddenly you're gone. People think you're bored or rude. But neuroscience shows your default mode network activates when your brain starts integrating meaning. You're not checking out. You're processing. You're simulating outcomes, reading between words, and building a deeper understanding of what's really being said. That internal focus competes with surface attention. And research shows people who process this way often respond later with more insight, empathy, and accuracy. This isn't avoidance. It's synthesis. Now here's one that gets mislabeled as anxiety. Rehearsing conversations in your head. You replay what you'll say. You imagine different responses. You practice tone and timing. Predictive coding explains this is mental simulation. Your brain is reducing uncertainty before social interaction, just like athletes visualize performance before competition. This rehearsal strengthens emotional regulation and language control. It's not insecurity, it's preparation, and it's strongly associated with social intelligence and self-awareness. This next habit frustrates people around you, preferring text over calls. You don't hate connection. You hate pressure. Asynchronous communication gives your prefrontal cortex time to work. Research shows it reduces cortisol and social evaluative threat. You're able to choose words carefully, express emotions clearly, and avoid impulsive reactions. This is deliberate self-presentation, not avoidance. Your brain prioritizes clarity over immediacy. Here's where it gets uncomfortable. Small talk exhausts you. You try. You smile. But inside you feel drained. Psychology links this to a higher need for cognitive depth. Your brain looks for meaning, patterns, and substance. Surface exchanges offer little reward but still consume energy. People high in openness and intrinsic motivation experience this strongly. You're not antisocial. You're selective. You want conversations that actually go somewhere. And finally, the habit you probably judge yourself for the most. Replaying tiny comments in your head. One look, one sentence, one tone shift. Your anterior cingulate cortex flags it as important. This system monitors social errors and alignment. When balanced, it improves learning, empathy, and moral awareness. You're not broken for thinking deeply about interactions. You're refining your social model. The key is intention, not suppression. So if you saw yourself in these habits, here's what that means. You are reflective. You process internally before acting. You value meaning, precision, and emotional accuracy. Your brain is wired for depth, not speed. And psychology says minds like this often feel misunderstood early in life. Not because they're wrong, but because they're complex. If this video felt personal, subscribe. Not for motivation, for understanding. Comment how many habits you recognized and which one you've stopped apologizing for. Because your mind was never the problem. It was always the explanation.